You guys should come check out what we're doing for this class. So check this out. We have this class here at Millersville. It's called the Millersville University Multimedia Magazine. We call it Mumm because that's really long and boring. And pretty much what we do is we have this website here, and the students in the class, we all make packages and news stories and stuff like that. And we put together a new show every couple of weeks, and we throw the show up on this website, and it's pretty awesome. You guys should really come check it out.
Hello, Millersville. I'm Shanice Butler.
And I'm Hannah Whiteshield.
Millersville University has a total enrollment of about 8,000 students, both undergraduate and graduate. Each person is different and unique.
It's like Maya Angelou once said, I believe that every person is born with talent. What better way to harness your potential than through a college atmosphere?
Just the other day, I was walking through the SMAC and I heard someone playing great music on the atrium's piano.
I actually approached a student who was playing and complimented him. The music was simply amazing.
Anthony Stock takes a look at some of the people who have been playing their music for the people walking through the SMAC.
Many students come to the SMAC to use the school store, eat at the galley, or use the computer lab. But some students come here to practice. This is Brandon Smith, a junior with a major in music. When he has the time, he likes to come play for the people in the atrium. He feels he is doing his part in adding to what the SMAC has to offer.
I like practicing on this piano because there's an audience here. I like trying to play smooth background music for people as they're walking through. And people usually have events here, and I feel as though music will bring people, their curiosity will come over, just to see who's on piano, and while they're here, they can kind of do some of the events that people have going on around here.
Brandon isn't the only one who utilizes the piano. Kyle Elliott, who has been playing for 16 years, also finds the piano convenient.
I like to practice on this piano for multiple reasons. Number one, it's pretty convenient, walking right through the SMAC here. You can literally just come here, sit down, after classes in the day, de-stress. I live in 66 Wellness, and most of my classes are over in Kudo and Roddy. So coming right back from there, I kind of just run right past this piano, so I like to sit down here and de-stress after those tough classes that I have over there. And plus everybody walks past and normally they love it. So, you always get, make new friends. People come over and say, oh, how long have you been playing this? Nice song, oh, what other songs do you know? So I can kind of like pull out of my repertoire, and play different songs and make new friends.
They're playing a Xinhai piano. That was made in Beijing. The Xinhai company is China's topmost music brand. And they make 40,000 pianos annually, which is second in the world. Now, that one has seen a lot of play, so it has its share of problems.
Let me demonstrate. There's a dead G key and there's also a dead E key in a lot of left-hand chords that you play. So this piano, it's a good name, but it needs tuning. I don't think it's been tuned for a long time. So it needs to be tuned.
The piano offers many benefits for its players. Research has shown that regular play can boost cognitive and intellectual abilities, which is more than helpful for a student. Also, those involved creating music experience less loneliness, depression, and anxiety.
The piano is a good way to express your emotion, and so when you're playing, if you're feeling stressful, you might play something a little more gloomy sometimes, or you might play something a little more upbeat maybe to get your feelings up. So it's definitely a good way to relieve stress. It gets your mind going and everything.
The next time you need to relax, come and play for the people in the SMAC, or just sit back and enjoy the music. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Anthony Stock.
I just might have to study in the atrium more often.
If you are tired of hearing the same 10 songs on the radio and looking for other options, give WIXQ, a student-run radio station, a try. They play unique artists, new and old, some of which you have never heard of before. Similar to other radio stations, WIXQ has also held prize giveaways including tickets, t-shirts, and everything in between. Here's Jorge Ramos with more details.
Your number one music source, 91.7 WIXQ. That one from the Eurythmics from
WIXQ is a student-run college radio station in Millersville University. The radio station mainly broadcasts to the Lancaster-Millersville area and is located in the Student Memorial Center. The DJs have the freedom to play whatever they wish, but have to be within the FCC rules.
The name of my show is actually Uncle Trumpet's Jungle Farm, and I play pretty much a mix of everything. It definitely depends on my mood in any given day. I definitely play some classic rock, because I did that today. The past 2 weeks I've been doing that a little bit.
You can expect a mixture of music genres like urban, metal, and indie music.
Well, my show is called Wham Jams, and the music I play on is very variety. I go from jazz to blues to rock. I play a lot of EDM. I think most of my playlist today is actually EDM, and some pop, not a lot.
Dr. Ralph Antonin, also known as Doc Rock, has served as the advisor for WIXQ for over 40 years and retired in 2012. Dr. Woodall stepped in to replace the former advisor to oversee the operations of WIXQ.
I'm already the person who was teaching audio production courses here at the university. Only would make sense that I would also be the person who was in charge of the radio station on campus. But also because I love the radio business so much, and I love the psychology of radio. I love the ways that you interact with audiences when you're a part of radio, and to have the opportunity to not just share that knowledge in a classroom setting where it's more theoretical, but to be able to do more hands-on practical applications with students who are actually in a radio station environment. I mean, I really can't imagine a more fulfilling experience for me personally as an instructor.
It was a big transition for us. Doc Rock was here since the 70s, so it was a little bit hard for everybody to see the shift, but ever since then, Woodall's fit right in. He comes down, eats lunch with us. He's just a perfect fit for WIXQ, and I'm glad that he was the one that got picked to be our advisor.
What made me stay here? Well, it's a fun environment. I like the people a lot, and I really love playing music on the radio, and it kind of is my time during the week where I have 2 hours to myself to do whatever I want and just kind of calm down and focus on something else besides school.
The station plans to make the big move to digital, and additionally, an app is in the works that allows the station to reach new audiences. This is Jorge Ramos reporting from Millersville University.
Despite retiring, Doc Rock will continue to volunteer at WIXQ, announcing at games and co-hosting radio shows.
On April 8th, the annual Mr. Millersville competition was held in the SMAC NPR and featured male college students singing, lip-syncing, and performing comedy routines.
Let's not forget that these talented men also modeled beachwear.
I think we'd like to get the scoop on that. Here's Hannah Weichelt with more details on the 2014 competition.
On Tuesday, April 8th, students flooded into the SMAC NPR, giddy with excitement for PRSSA's annual Mr. Millersville competition. 6 men representing some of Millersville's finest organizations competed for the crown and put on a truly spectacular show.
The Mr. Millersville competition, held annually by the Public Relations Student Society of America, is a friendly competition between male participants from different organizations throughout Millersville University. The goal of this event is to raise money for the organizations competing. It also acts as a fundraiser for PRSSA and gives the members a chance to build their event planning skills. 2014 marks the 6th anniversary of the student-run event. This year's competitors included men from MUTV, NBS, WIXQ, Campus Rec, SOLA, and the Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity. This year, the crown went to James Randall of NBS, who wowed the judges with his unique dance routine.
My talent was, I called it James's Block Party because it was a combination of different genres, and I danced with the Essence dance team here at Millersville University. it's only been 24 hours since the competition, and like people are saying, "Hi, Mr. Millersville. Hi, how are you?" I'm just like, I don't know you, but hi. So it's like, okay, I feel good.
Although James took the crown, all of the competitors put on a great show and displayed quite a range of talents.
For my talent, I played the guitar and sang a song called Bumblebee by a guy named Joseph Vincent. My favorite talent was probably Mike Polito's from Campus Rec. He was awesome. He choreographed his whole dance routine and everything, and at one point he did a split. And when he did a split, the crowd went crazy. It was awesome.
I thought Shaq did an amazing job with his performance as Beyonce, which was so much fun and really original, and I think the whole crowd really liked it, especially since the entire solo organization was there to support him.
Aside from putting on an entertaining show, the contestants managed to raise funds for their own organizations as well as PRSSA.
We raised over $500 for PRSSA and another additional $400 for the organizations competing combined. And we actually ended up selling out the event, so it was a lot of fun.
This year's Mr. Millersville competition was a huge hit for everyone involved. Whether it was dancing, singing, playing guitar, or comedy, the men of Millersville certainly displayed a wide array of talents, none of which might have been presented without the efforts of PRSSA. If any men are interested in a fun and uplifting experience, they are encouraged to participate in next year's competition. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Hannah Whiteshield.
Congratulations to Mr. NBS James Randall on winning the crown as Mr. Millersville 2014.
Talent comes in many forms, and Millersville University's first mini-thon was no exception. The dance floor was brimming with talent that night. However, the dance floor was not the only place that talent was found. Here's Robert Womack on a rousing good night.
That was just a small taste of the talent that participated in Millersville University's first ever mini-thon. Taking a stand against something as terrible as pediatric cancer may not always be an easy task. Yet that is literally what Millersville University did on March 7th. From 6 p.m. to midnight, participants in the mini-thon remained on their feet the entire time as a means of taking a stand against childhood cancer. And all the proceeds of the night went to the 4 Diamonds Fund at Penn State Hershey Children's Hospital. Benefactors of the program and research provided by the 4 Diamonds Fund even came to share their personal stories about their encounters with pediatric cancer.
I want you to raise your hand if you're pretty sure you don't have cancer right now.
If the dancers started to run low on energy, there was plenty of food and drinks to keep the dancers going all night long. Not only did the dancers have fuel to keep them going, but there was a plethora of campus music groups, dance performances, dance instruction, and video game competitions to keep them motivated. I was easily caught up in all the excitement and positive energy. But at a certain point, I asked myself, was the talent there found only on the dance floor that night? This great event didn't just happen on accident. This was a very large event that took a lot of planning, and dare I say, talent? So I decided to find one of the organizing members to see what they might have to say about my thoughts.
Honestly, I think it was the people running it. Like, I really think, like, Ben and Christine and Sarah, the people who were on the committees, Joe, Lindsay, it was the people going out to their classes. It was making the interpersonal connection, sitting down and telling someone what mini-thon is. That just goes a whole nother long step, because if someone's reading about mini-thon, that's very interpersonal. But when you sit down and tell them and even tell your story, even I've had very little impact by the 4 Diamonds Fund relative to me compared to a lot of people with family members themselves have been impacted. But even me just sitting down with someone saying, you know, this is what we're looking to do, this is how we can make a difference at Millersville University. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere, and this is how we can impact, like, a national organization and do something really good for people who really need our help.
I can't speak highly enough for our committee of Chelsea, our co-chair, and Joe on the food, and Lindsay on the finance, and Christina and Sarah, ones that approached me, they're both on the committee as well, and Tim is the PR. I just can't speak highly enough of them and everyone else. They really, without them, it wouldn't have happened.
So clearly those responsible for this roller coaster of an event didn't want to take the credit that was their due. So I moved on to ask some of the participants about their reactions to the event.
One of the really sad stories, and then they immediately started playing the happy song, and I'm like, you gotta give me a minute in between. Can we play a melancholy song in between? Nice, powerful rock ballad.
It's amazing too. Millersville Song is, I was so happy when I found out that we were doing it because it's just a great thing.
When it's for the kids, I couldn't agree more. Reporting for Millersville University, I'm Rob Womack.
Honors College successfully raised $7,636.32 more than their target fundraising goal of $5,000. They will continue fundraising for the Four Diamonds funds throughout the rest of the year. How do you view skateboarders? Do you look at them as athletes, or do you look at them as a group of rebellious kids with an attitude problem? Well, Shanice Butler gives us a peek into the world of skateboarding and how skaters view themselves.
What is a skateboard? Exploratorium.edu asks, is it just a glorified plank with roller skate wheels? Or is it a highly engineered device through which kids have reclaimed the urban landscapes and brought back creativity and style to the asphalt? The basic elements of a skateboard seem pretty straightforward. A board has three parts: the board or deck, the wheels, and the trucks, which connects the wheels to the board and allows the board to turn.
I've been skateboarding for 26 years, off and on. So I was 5. I got an Alf skateboard for my 5th birthday, and I just knee around on it, and it was super small. And I would see like Police Academy movies. People were skateboarding because like we didn't have anything cool to look at, like from a real small town. So I just knew like older kids skated, and I was just like, oh my god, that's the coolest thing. And then you step on a skateboard, and like the first time you ride, you eat, and then like get back up and do it again, and you're just like, this is the funnest thing I've ever done in my entire life. You can go anywhere in the world and meet somebody in 1 second skateboarding because like you all love this one thing. So it's really easy to make friends and have something in common with people. So travel, it's not like, going on vacation. Like a normal person going on vacation to Los Angeles, they would like go to a Dodgers game or go to the beach or go down Hollywood Boulevard. If you're a skateboarder and you go there, you want to go see like Hollywood High 16. Like you want to go see like a set of stairs. And it's the weirdest thing.
According to exploratorium.edu, the sidewalk surfers or skateboarders of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s had nothing more than a 2x4 with roller skate wheels and had one mission, and that was to start at the top of a hill and make it to the bottom without collision.
My favorite thing about skateboarding is you can personalize it any way you want. It's still more about what you do and the people you meet and the people you're going to meet. And you could travel wherever you want to go. Anybody with a board, you could just walk up to them. If you're both carrying a board, usually it's like, yo, where the local spot's at.
In the 1990s, skateboarding became extremely popular when ESPN held the first ever X Games, which brought skateboarding into the mainstream light. Now in 2014, there are skate parks popping up everywhere. There are video games where you can play as a skater, and there are even clothing lines to help you dress like one. But all in all, it takes some real hard work and dedication and talent to be a skater. Some people still look at skaters as a menace to society, but I just think they're people trying to have a little fun. Reporting live from Millersville University, I'm Shanice Butler. Baseball season has picked up again as we have finally reached this beautiful spring weather. It has been a long debate on the difficulty of playing the game of baseball. However, a sport less in the spotlight seems to be more demanding and is a strong contender to be the most difficult sport to play. Rebecca Anderson takes us to Millersville University's Chris Field to acknowledge the difficulty of playing the game of lacrosse.
It takes a lot of talent and hard work to be successful in the game of lacrosse. Both your mind and body has to be at work in order to perfect and control the game.
I think it takes a lot of athleticism to be able to play the game, so it's hard for someone who just can come out here and just pick up a stick. It's not going to work that well. So, I mean, you have to be able to practice. You have to have that background behind you.
I think the most important skill would be to be mentally tough. It takes a certain kind of person to not get frustrated and things like that. Also just like basic athleticism because it's a bunch of running and you gotta be in shape.
It's a lot harder than it sounds to get your small rubber ball into the pocket of a cross net, especially when being defended by another team.
I would say I'm still trying to master the basics of lacrosse. I mean, every day you come out here and you just try to get better, so I think it's still like an ongoing process.
Millersville University women's lacrosse team is hard at work at practice with the focus of perfecting technique and preparing mental strategy. Each team member possesses a different skill to contribute to the team, which plays a large role in winning or losing a game. These attributes from different players on the field are pieces of the puzzle to dominate the game.
I think my greatest talent is like catching off a cut. Like someone would set a pick and I'd roll off, they'd pass it and then shoot. I would say being able to see the field and knowing my options coming out of the defensive and offensive ends.
The goalie is the most stressful position on the entire field. The goalie is the last line of defense before the other team gets the ball into the net. It takes a large amount of hand-eye coordination, determination, and courage to be a goalie in lacrosse. Head coach Mia Hall prepares her team for games against tough competition by focusing on the basics and encouraging her team to master them.
It's difficult to master like the hand-eye coordination part, like seeing the ball under your stick, giving with it, and then being able to throw it on target.
The most important thing you need is hand-eye coordination for watching the ball into your stick and passing it to get into the other people's stick, and like when you're on the go, like gauging where you want the ball to be.
Not only is there physical strength required to play lacrosse, but the game itself is a hard game to understand for people who are watching it for the first time. The referee has many penalties to look out for during the game, and until you're aware of the rules, it is a difficult concept to grasp.
Well, everybody says that the first time they've seen a game, they don't understand it because there's all kinds of calls, and when the whistle blows, you have to stop. So it takes a little while it takes a couple games to get the feel for it and like what's legal and what isn't, and there's restraining lines, so like some people can be in a certain part of the field while other people can't, so it takes a little bit, but it's not too hard to get to know.
It's definitely confusing at first, but like any game, as soon as you get a feel for it and you're in the game, it comes pretty naturally, so.
The Millersville University women's lacrosse team hopes to show off their talents and their hard work in this upcoming season. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Rebecca Anderson.
The team hopes to finish their season with a winning record and a spot in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference playoffs.
Hey, did you know that Millersville has a ultimate frisbee team?
Ultimate frisbee sounds like some sort of extreme sport.
I know what a frisbee is, but how can that be extreme?
Perhaps Stephanie Carbach can explain what makes frisbee so ultimate.
Tonight we joined the men and women's ultimate frisbee team at the Lenco Fieldhouse in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. The Millersville Ultimate Frisbee team was founded in 2005, but this ultimate sport's first intercollegiate game was played in 1972 between Rutgers and Princeton. Today there are several ultimate leagues throughout the United States and Canada, ranging from the high school and junior leagues to the professional leagues. John Boshin, a senior on the team, started playing ultimate frisbee his sophomore year of college, and he has come to know the challenges of playing indoors versus outdoors.
Indoor is what we have to do when it's too cold outside. We have to go to Lenco Fieldhouse and play on their turf fields, which are smaller, so it's just, I don't know, it's just a little tougher than playing outside, and it's kind of like preseason for us. It's just against F&M scrimmages, and I don't know, a little tougher to get some area.
Tonight we have the men's and women's team playing against the F&M men's and women's team. Let's see how this game goes. In ultimate frisbee, the main goal is to score a point, and that is done by catching the disc in the end zone. In addition, you cannot run with the disc. You must throw it from where your feet are planted. For many players on the team, ultimate is more than just a sport.
I got started playing ultimate frisbee my freshman year in college. I met my RA actually in my college dorm, and she was really involved in ultimate, and she invited me to come out to practice, and you know, from the first day I really loved it, and that's where I made all my friends, so I stuck with it.
With 2 minutes until halftime, Moose leads 13-11 against F&M, but they're used to close games like this one.
Yeah, so we were supposed to play Pittsburgh in our regional finals, and they're probably number 3 in the nation, and we had to get past them to make it to the national circuit, and then I don't know, we just ended up losing to Pittsburgh probably by about 5 points, and that's not that much when you're considering top 5 in the nation of that year. So I don't know, that was just really exciting for us to almost be able to make it to that next level.
The Millersville men and women's ultimate frisbee teams have more than proven themselves on the field, winning tonight's game by 4 points with a final score of 23-19. But more than that, they have shown that a group of young individuals who share a common goal can achieve greatness and create life-lasting memories. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Stephanie Carbaugh.
If you are interested in joining the Ultimate Frisbee team, they meet evenings at 6:15 on Pasillo Fields. Spring has come full bloom, and many of us are looking for inexpensive entertainment. Around Millersville's campus, there is an array of extracurricular activities to participate in. But if you are looking for something purely entertaining, look no further than the local music scene. Local band Casual E has improved upon their sounds and their success over the last year, and it has shown it. Ashley Pleasant sits down with the band manager to discuss their rise to local recognition.
Casual Encounters isn't just an ad on Craigslist. It is also named to a local Millersville band, the Casual E. Beginning in the fall of 2012, 4 students came together and began playing music. Members Zach Anderson, Mike Donato, Chris Norton, and Kyle Montando have officially been producing together since the spring of 2013. Together they create what they call a sort of shoegaze experimental genre, including sounds comparative to pop and punk. The artistic group of men writes all the lyrics and music to their songs, but their talent doesn't end there. We sat down with band manager Zach Anderson to ask him about the talent Casual E has to share.
I've been writing songs since I was about 13. That was about the same time, like a year after that was when I started like with the band and everything. So singing and stuff is kind of just what I like doing best, but I play guitar, bass, piano, drums, and like synth stuff. As far as the other band members, Chris Norton is a drummer. He was in a couple previous bands. One of them was called Swallowed by the Tide. It's a metal band, but that's kind of like where I actually derived from too. I was in this band called Ace Augustine for a little bit. Then Kyle Montando is in Chaos Thompson, and he plays with Jeff Gray sometimes, and Kid Cousin a little bit. Mike Donato, this is actually his first band. So as far as the band goes, I don't really see any limits. I want to be playing Warped Tour in 2 to 3 years, playing Coachella like 4 or 5 years, South by Southwest, all of that. That's kind of the goals, really. So for the Panic show, we registered for launch, not really thinking much of it because we just wanted to play launch. Little did we know that we were going to get on like the biggest show there. I found out actually on my birthday, like at midnight when it turned on to my birthday. And I got a message and I was like ecstatic. I might have cried a little bit because of the magnitude of what that meant to me.
The music conference and festival is being held on April 17th at 6 p.m. at the Lancaster Convention Center in downtown historical Lancaster. Casual E will also be performing at the local business Tellus 360 on April 18th at 7 p.m. Their cover of Panic at the Disco's This Is Gospel can be found on their YouTube site. You can also visit Casual E's Facebook, Twitter, Reverb Nation, and Bandcamp pages. For many bands, the road to success is long and expensive. Putting it all on the line, local bands impact both the music business and local economy at large, and many are looking to simply share their talent and entertain others. Taking a leap of faith, Casual E and other local bands alike will continue to impact the music community. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Ashley Plaisance.
There is no doubt that Casual E will continue to succeed with all their goals. In fact, They are opening for Panic at the Disco at Millersville's spring concert at the Lancaster Convention Center.
All right, Millersville. I'm Shanice Butler.
And I'm Hannah Whiteshield.
And remember, Mumm's the word. Have a good day. Okay.